Groove Cafe.
Brought to you by Stanbic Bank. It can be.
It is the Groove Cafe on RX Radio, and I am Crystal. Thank you for joining us for yet another amazing discussion. Now, my guest today is a 22-year-old Ugandan student at Makerere University. Now, she has a condition called dermatomyositis, something that usually occurs in adults from their late 40s, but also affects children. In her case, she was diagnosed with this condition at the age of 5 in 2005, becoming the second medically registered case here in Uganda. Now, through her foundation, the Santa Lucy Initiative, she has run campaigns to create awareness about this autoimmune condition, mental health, and calls for an end to stigma of any kind. I do have Santa Lucy Fungaro joining me on the Groove Cafe today. Hello, Santa Lucy.
Hi, Crystal. Hi, all listeners.
Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. I hear you're in Ginger at the moment.
Yes.
Is it nice and sunny there? Because it's kind of cold and chilly here.
It's a little bit chilly today, but Ugandan weather is bipolar. In the next 30 minutes, it's going to be really hot.
Oh my goodness, that actually describes it.
For real.
It really nails it. So, Santa Lucy, I do believe that you're in the middle of a campaign at the moment, yes?
Yes.
What is the goal?
My campaign is called The Power of 10K, and it started in 2020 for a 3-year medical plan at Aga Khan University Hospital in Nairobi.
Okay.
My first visit was estimated at $5,000 because I had to do tests and they had to re-diagnose me to see if it's really dermatomyositis.
Oh, okay.
And through social media campaigns and TV, I raised the money. I raised 13 million Uganda shillings. And then the rest of the money came from family, a few relatives abroad. And then I had surgery in 2021. I had surgery last year. And all these surgeries independently cost me about $8,000 each. And now this year I'm having my last and final treatment.
So this is in surgery. The 3-year plan that you had. Okay.
The last surgery, then I'll start on my skin wax because due to the condition, my skin has really been burnt out so bad. And I'll have to undergo a bit of grafting. I'll have to go through laser.
Oh, wow.
And then I'll have to have a few areas worked on with plastic surgery, like my elbows, because they don't stretch like everyone else's elbows do.
Yes.
So for this, it's estimated at $16,000 minus transportation, feeding, and accommodation.
So all together, how much are you trying to raise?
For now, I'm focusing on the 16,000 for the treatment. Everything else will fall in place.
Okay.
Food will always find me. Yeah.
Oh, wow. My goodness. Santa Lucy, one of the quotes which has stood out, which I think is so beautiful, is I wear my scars with pride. My skin tells my story. But I imagine it has taken quite the journey to get to this point. So at the age of 5, that was when you were first diagnosed?
Yes.
Where were you at that point? Were you here in Kampala?
I grew up in Ginger.
Okay.
Because my parents actually worked in Ginger for a greater part of their lives. So I studied in Ginger at Victoria Nile Primary School, Little Angels Nursery School. And that's when I began falling sick when I was joining P1. So we moved around all hospitals that my parents could go to. I have medical forms from all hospitals in Ginger, including clinics. I was later taken to Mulago, and they said I had a hole in my heart. because at that point, children used to have holes in their hearts, and it was like a trend.
Oh, yes, I remember. And being taken to India, I think at that point, it just seemed to be what we'd see all the time. So you kept falling sick.
I kept falling sick. I would swell. I was turning purplish in color.
So was it affecting your heart, your breathing, or was it just manifesting physically?
It was just manifesting physically. My heart was okay. All my internal organs are so fine.
And then they said you had a hole in your heart.
They claimed I had a hole in my heart. So, I was given a bed with painkillers because at that point the doctors were on strike.
Oh.
So I was admitted in Mulago for over 3 months without proper medication until my parents said enough was enough, because early 2006 the elections actually found us in hospital. So we finally left Mulago and went to Nsambia Hospital, where my dad met a student of his whom he taught in high school, who referred us to a pediatrician called Dr. Chitoka, who finally diagnosed me early 2006.
Okay.
But she passed on last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what a journey. 3 months in Mulago.
With painkillers, Panadol to be exact.
And just trying to figure out. Anyway, I think that's one of the scariest things in our country, getting a correct diagnosis. So it's a blessing that actually you were led to that pediatrician. So once you got that diagnosis, what was the advice at that point?
At that point, she told us she had good and bad news for us. The good news was the sickness had a name.
Okay.
And the name is dermatomyositis. The bad news was the heavy one to carry. First of all, she said I was the second medically registered case in the country.
So they had no idea how to handle it.
They had no idea. I literally became a medical experiment because she told us we are going to gamble together. And for me, from 2006 till date, I am gambling. Because I know this is something that people claim has no cure, but looking at me then and looking at me now, you'd really see big change, because ever since I started proper treatment, I have seen my skin turn back to normal human skin. I have begun gaining weight, normal weight, though it's a bit hard. I can run, I can sit on flat surfaces a little bit, with a little bit of ease. The things I used not to do that I can do now. I remember she put me on heavy steroids, prednisone to be exact. And I used to take 36 tablets a day.
Oh my gosh.
And it was really, really, people use prednisone to like bleed, to gain weight. And now I was gaining abnormal weight. For a child of 5-6 years, I was about 35 kilograms, which was a bit too heavy. And then I could not do anything for myself. My parents would have to carry me because I could not fold. I was stiff like a dead body. I could not eat food.
Was it because your skin was so tight?
My skin was so tight. My muscles were so stiff. They are still so stiff. And swallowing was painful. I could not cry, but you'd only see tears, and that's how you'd know that I'm in so much pain. I lost my voice. My body was generally collapsing. And she had to step up the dose. And I'm grateful for her because of her, I think I managed to live long. Because every time she'd be like, you know what, we are going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work, but let's try. In medicine, nothing can go wrong. And that's what we did.
So when you say that you were stiff as a board, you couldn't do anything for yourself, you could barely sit down, and now where you are, where you've even walked the catwalk, and I see what you mean about hope and a complete transformation. When would you say there was really a change in your outcome and how you started to feel, how you're able to adjust? Did you have to go for also physiotherapy?
Yeah, I did a lot of physiotherapy with a Kenyan doctor then who was working at Nsambia. She was called Dr. Beth. And I have pictures of me because we've documented my whole journey. And I was crying. I had these hot towels around me. I was riding that stiff bicycle. I don't know what its name is. And I had my dad next to me and my mom. That's when I began walking because, from about 5 to about 7, I was being carried. I was not in school, but I would do exams. My school was really so considerate, Victoria Nile.
Yes.
I would do exams, and they kept promoting me because I think they saw potential in me. So they kept promoting me with the rest. And when I began going back to school, I still could not walk. My dad would carry me to class, and once he puts me on the desk, he will come and find me where he left me at the end of the day.
Oh my!
And I used to wear a pamper because, of course, I could not go to the toilet.
Ask. I'm like, what about visits to the bathroom?
I used to wear pampers up to when I was 7 years.
Oh wow! Now you always have a big smile on your face, and you talk with so much positivity. There's so much light in your voice. A lot of people talk about dark times, dark days in their life, and dealing with depression. Have you had your journey?
Yes, I suffer from anxiety sometimes when I overthink things, because there's always that question of what if this doesn't work out? You can be the most positive person on earth, but there is going to be that little demon in your head that is going to ask you, what if it doesn't work out? So there's been dark times. I used to be bullied a lot.
Yeah.
In the sense of people didn't want me because of how I look. I would be called animal print. I would be called Masida. I would be called a scarecrow. And it shattered me.
Yes.
But I cry in the dark and smile in public, because I'm not going to let you know that I have cried because of what you've said.
Yes.
I will have a comeback for you at that point in time.
Nice.
And then when it begins sinking in later in the night when I'm alone, I will cry, because strong people cry.
Yes, and words hurt.
It's not
words
weakness.
Are hurtful.
Yeah, words hurt. Words break. And over time, I have been my strongest pillar, because you can't run to your parents and tell them, oh, someone said this about me. You're going to break them because they're already broken. I don't know what they have to deal with. I don't want to add on to their pain. So I try to handle as much of my pain on my own.
Yeah. I mean, this is also something that has been part of you for so long. So I don't think anyone can truly understand the journey but you. No one. I mean, you can talk about it, but it's very hard for someone to relate. And, when you talked about the fact that you were going to school, I know that children can be really unkind with their words.
Very.
They just say whatever.
I'm grateful for my classmates at Victoria Nile Primary School. Those guys are keepers. And whoever will listen to this interview, when I studied with you 2005 to 2011, I love you. These guys protected me at all costs. I never got insults from them directly. I never heard of them saying anything about me. It was always the outsiders, people in lower classes or higher classes.
So the people who didn't interact with you, who didn't know you.
Yes. Just like in high school, the one who called me animal print actually drew a picture of a leopard on a blackboard and wrote my name on it. Leopards have spots. So that is what I was equated to. But it's okay, a leopard is like the king of the jungle in a way.
Yes, some fantastic animal.
A win is a win.
Yeah, I like that attitude. So my dear, this is an autoimmune condition that is very, very rare.
Yes.
Over time, have you been able to speak to more experts and get more help?
Yes, I have. I speak to a rheumatologist at John Hopkins, USA. I also speak to a rheumatologist in a hospital in Denmark. I don't know how to pronounce the name. And there's a Ugandan family in Denmark that has a daughter that has the same condition, but for her, she's healed. She only gets like a few relapses when she loves partying. When she parties a lot, that is when it begins reoccurring because, you've overworked your muscles, you're going to get tired. Then I also speak to a rheumatologist from Gertrude Children's Hospital in Muthaiga. And then my rheumatologist at Aga Khan. And then a team of different surgeons who are always advising. My late doctor actually played a very pivotal role in my treatment.
Like it, yes.
Because so many times I could not explain some things and they would have to call her and should explain to them how the journey has been. And then they would tell her, okay, try this, and then she would try that, and it would help a lot. But the problem is the expenses, because ideally I should be in the US getting this treatment.
That's the thing. It must be a very expensive journey. Very expensive journey. They say angels walk among us. And your doctor clearly was your angel who held your hand for these years.
I believe in heaven. She's still watching over me.
My goodness. So, you mentioned like your skin being extremely tight, and then you also talked about your muscles were tight at the time. You had to go through physiotherapy. What about now?
Right now, there is a bit of change in the tonation of my skin. Actually, a bit is small. There is a lot of change because now you can look at me and be like, oh, your skin is clearing. It's just hyperpigmentation remaining and maybe the tightness, which I believe good serums and the laser treatment is going to help. And the surgeries that I have to do to take out the calcifications will help. I still get a bit of pain, a lot of it actually, when I walk, when I run, or when I sit for long. So most of the times I am lying so that I am in a place of rest.
So live with pain?
I live with pain. I wake up with pain. I eat with pain. But it's hard to tell because Santa is going to dance when she's in pain. And actually, that gets me judged a lot.
Okay.
A month
but you
back,
have to live your life.
A month back, I was called a scammer. Someone made a very big post about me, claiming I use my condition to extort money. I never go for these treatments. Underneath all these bandages, there is nothing. And I don't blame her because, I come out of theater and the next hour I'm going to make a video telling you, oh, they cut me here, but it is okay. Pain is pain. Life goes on, That is my way of coping.
Yes.
I deal with pain differently from how others deal. People cry when they are hurting. People will isolate. But for me, my way of healing is once I come out, I want you to know that I did it. I have come out, I'm alive. And this is where they have cut. And it's okay. I'm going to heal because that is the way I encourage my siblings. That is the way I show my parents that I wanted this and I am getting it. So this person had the most to say, and it has affected my campaign in a way.
Sorry to hear that.
But I am grateful that it actually did happen because, no one will understand your pain aside from you. And for someone to claim that, actually they said I do photo shoots in hospitals with doctors.
And this is because you're trying to be as open and transparent as possible, which it just okay.
Crystal, I account for every cent. I have receipts that show that on this day I paid this amount of money for consultation.
Did this person even consult you? Did they even try to reach out to you to get more information?
The person did. The person wanted me to give them my medical forms. Like, sis, I don't know you. I don't know whom you're going to give my medical forms because she claimed there was an MP. Now, I believe if an MP wanted to help me, they would look for me and ask for my contact or give an email address. So I wasn't really comfortable.
Of course, just handing over this private information.
And then they go ahead to say, if you ask for help, it's no longer confidential and all that. I think I deserve a little bit of privacy. There are certain things I would not want everyone to read about me because the internet never forgets, of course.
That is true.
And you're going to share this with someone. I don't know if this person is going to give me them they claim they're going to give me, or they're going to use it to get money from someone for their own benefit using my name. So I really didn't share it. And I have worked with Rotary clubs. When I consulted these people, they told me, no, if anyone wants to help you, they are going to approach you directly, introduce themselves and say, I am Honorable so-and-so, the MP for this area, and I would like to help you. And it's going to be written, not just hearsay. There's going to be no middle person. That's what I believe.
Yes, absolutely.
And I also believed Christopher was a scammer. I would have been seen through a long time. I don't believe Rotary would help someone that is a scammer. I don't believe TVs and radios.
Doctors, also the experts that you have worked with.
Exactly. I don't think Aga Khan would have me in their records if I was scamming. I don't think I would be being cut all the time. No one loves that. Because ideally, I would want to live I missed out on childhood. I missed out on being a teen. And now I'm 22, turning 23 in about 25 days. I wouldn't want to miss out on my early 20s. I want to live life.
Yes.
I want to be able to smile and say, oh, I was arrested somewhere. Oh, you know how everyone enjoys their young age? I want those
Okay, I don't know about being arrested part, but
I'm giving an
at least get in a little bit of trouble.
Yes, getting in a little bit of trouble, jumping walls. I hear stories and I'm like, oh, I would love to do that, but I can't
never
do
did that if that's any comfort.
No, but I would love to.
I know, I hear you. At least I will say I did not hear about that. I've definitely heard about your campaign and I have not heard that negative side. So I'm sure there are a lot of people who haven't and who, of course, are still supporting you, still believe in you.
Yeah, it died down. It came up. It was about 6 hours when it was brought on Twitter. I saw people fight for me and I was so overwhelmed. I would like to say a special thank you to all those people that came out and fought that battle. Of course, there's always going to be people who will be like, oh my God, that girl, I actually thought about that. But this is something that is continuous. This is treatment that, you're not going to wake up today, you have malaria. They're going to inject you for 7 days. No, Warner, no. Yeah. It's continuous. I wish people understood that without having to judge. And maybe people would see me before and see me now. I look good. I look good. I want to use the phrase, hide your man. And I'm going to use it. I look good.
Nice.
Hide your man.
Yes, you do. And you know your journey. And again, the light and positivity that you speak with, that you carry with, that I'm feeling even now, that is a beautiful thing because you have been your strongest support at the end of the day. But also hearing about your parents also, it sounds like they've also fought for you as hard as possible.
Yeah.
So
my dad, my mom,
yes,
it's really been good. Actually, what broke them was that scamming thing. And my dad said, Santa, you're almost reaching the finish line. It's always the hardest. Keep running. Don't aim for the stars. Aim beyond the stars. And that pushed me because I broke down. I actually, at one point, I'm like, just kill yourself, echintu chigwe. Disappear. Then I looked at these people that have been there, my dad, my mom, my siblings. They didn't understand how I felt, but they read the posts because I showed them. And the fact that they were positive. And when we actually got all my receipts, I've never really tried to add the money. It's actually beyond what I have been receiving, beyond. And I have kept all this documented. They have been my strength. And all my friends that reached out, it's really been nice.
Wow. Okay. We shall not be getting emotional, Crystal. No.
No crying.
No crying. I am fighting, but no crying.
No crying.
So, my dear, you said, it's almost a finish line. You're now focused on raising that $16,000, right?
Yes.
So, what are you doing at the moment? You have a campaign running that we can plug into. How can we support you?
For now, I'm running the campaign on social media, though it died down a little bit. The vibe died.
Well, we need to amp it back up.
We need to. My surgery is set for 26th of June, which is a day after my birthday.
Okay.
And lately, people have birthday wish lists. My wish list is, please help me raise the 60 million Uganda shillings. 10,000 from 600 people will give me that money, I think.
Oh, yes, when you break it down like that.
10,000 from 600 people. You send me that 10K, send me that 100K. If you have all the money, please support me, because I want to be fine. I want to be that person that people will say, that girl fought this battle and won. I want to be a role model to people out there that are suffering from conditions they cannot talk about. I want to be that star that shines, because my scars are soon turning into stars. And I want this to be that year for me. That year of 2023 has been the year for Santa, because I'm turning 23. And once I turn 23 in 2023, it should be the last year I'm being part of 10K.
Okay.
Yes.
Claim it. I love
Amen.
that. I love that. All right, my dear. So we shall support. This campaign is running on social media. Where does one go? Because I know you have your foundation, the Santa Lucy Initiative. Do you have a website that we can go to? What social media handles?
My social media handles are, for IG, it is Santa with the Scars. Our Twitter is at Bosgo Mowati.
Okay.
No, Bosbe is born out of self-sustenance before anything else.
Okay.
Not the Slay Queen one.
Oh, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, so you can search for Santa with the Scars on Twitter as well. It's the same person. And then IG, Santa with the Scars. On Facebook, it's Santa with the Scars.
Okay.
Yes. And for those who would like to support on mobile money, my numbers are 0703 178509.
0703
8509. That is my Airtel. It brings my name, Santa Lucy.
Okay.
And then my MTN is 0782 195 992.
0782
Yes.
195.
Yes. 992.
Okay.
The name is Ronette Nandaula. They're all my numbers. And for those who would love to do direct deposits to hospital, I could share the hospital account number. Maybe they could leave me a message and I share it.
Okay. So someone can also reach out to you, send you a direct message, and you can share those details.
Yes, I can.
And I'm sure they're also available if we go to your handles, yes?
Yes, on my handles, the campaign has been running. I post about it. At least I do that weekly. And then I do it on my WhatsApp. I have friends posting for me. Currently, we have 18 million Uganda shillings. We have a deficit of actually 42 million.
Okay, so we're looking for 42 million.
Yeah, 42 million from 420 people in the next 25 days.
10K. Just 10K.
10K.
Or even $1 million if you have it. Why not?
So, Krista, I'm receiving my million from you. So true.
Let me look for it. But I will definitely send you.
You and
something.
Titus.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Well, Santa Lucy, thank you so much for joining me on the show, for your light. And I know you are living your life. This is your journey, but the bravery that you have shown is something to marvel at.
Amen. Thank you.
God bless.
Amen.
And
Thank you
look forward
so
to
much.
checking in with you, especially after the surgery, because it is going to happen, to see how
Yes.
your recovery is.
I will. I'll keep you all updated. I'll come back and we'll have another episode to tell people that I did it.
I can't wait for that.
And this time we shall live stream. We should be on video. People should see us.
You know. We'll take it to YouTube.
I know.
That too.
And before I go, I'll come and see you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, my dear. It was lovely speaking to you.
Thank you for hosting me. I truly, truly appreciate.
My pleasure.
And big ups to the listeners of RX Radio.
Yeah.
I'll come and take over Crystal's job sometime.
I think you need to come and co-host.
Yeah.
I'll sit back and say, all yours.
When? We should plan that.
Let's first have our surgery.
Okay.
Yes, but I'm looking forward to that. And yes, talk to you soon.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
You're welcome.
Groove Cafe.